Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I think yesterday's video I said happy Tuesday. Well, it was supposed to be Monday yesterday, but anyway, so happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me today. I titled my message, How This Perspective Can Help You Grow. So I've been talking about goal setting. I've been talking about encouraging you on how you can set new goals and make sure that you have something in mind so that the year doesn't just go by and pass you up. So I want to talk in the area of finances today, mainly speaking about, if you live in America, we are getting a stimulus check. Some of you have probably already received it. Some of you might be waiting like we are. But I just want you to change your perspective today on maybe what you can do with that money. So some might have a plan for it. Some of you are just thinking, well, I don't know what to do with it. I might just spend it, but you're not really sure on what. So I want to speak to the person who just needs a little bit of direction, and how taking a perspective on this can actually shift and have this money work for you, so that at the end of the year you see it doing something. Okay, so maybe you are a college student, and $600 seems like a lot of money, and you're thinking, I could just totally blow this money, but yet your checking account tells you that you probably haven't been a great steward of your finances. So imagine taking a portion of that, just say $300, and making that the base of your checking account, saying from now on nothing will ever go below that 300, right? That becomes your base. This is the money that you'll never allow yourself to get below that 300, so everything else builds on, and then you can figure out what you can do with the other 300. But I want you to take this 300 and make that your base, so that it can set you up and you can have goals for how much you want to see in that checking account by the end of the year. So maybe you're like I am, and you're thinking, you've always heard about Roth IRAs, but you've never really thought you had the money to ever get started on one. I remember listening to a radio station one year and thinking, they were saying, just imagine if you would have been in your 20s or early 20s or even your teenage years, and you would have taken $500 and invested it in a Roth IRA. Imagine how much money you would have by the time you were in your 50s or 60s. And I thought, oh my goodness, I wish I did. I wish I would have done that. Well, a year came when I was able to do that. I took $500 and I invested it into a Roth IRA, and my goodness, if you can do that, I urge you to go ahead and do that. Make that your starting point. Take $500. If you can't take that whole six, do the $500 and put it in an investment that will start working for you. Or maybe you are, sitting in a place where you're thinking, you know what, I have so much debt, I don't even know. But you know what? I want you to start thinking about the debt snowball. Maybe you've heard about this term. It's a term that we learned, we became very familiar with in the Dave Ramsey program of Financial Peace University. When we first heard about Financial Peace University, we had $12,000 in credit card debt. We were upside down. We had over 200 and some $1,000 worth of debt, and we had more month than we had money. But we trusted in a process. Okay, it said, just begin this debt snowball. Write out all your debts. So I want you to get quiet. I want you to sit down and really just get serious about writing out all the bills that you owe, and then the monthly payments that you owe on each one every single month. What is your required minimum payment to these bills? And in the order of the smallest bill, put them in the order of the smallest bill. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, however many that you have. And then I also want you to think about, what would it take? Can you take on a second job? Right now there's Uber Eats, there's DoorDash, there's all kinds of incredible little opportunities that you can do that aren't going to require you to be gone like 8 hours a day or whatever else. I remember when we were getting out of debt, I worked like 3 jobs, okay? But they required a lot of time. But I was willing to make that sacrifice. What I'm saying to you is, if you can DoorDash and you can do those little things in between, you're only gone for 2 or 3 hours at a time. But if you can take that extra money and add it onto that smallest bill, so that your minimum payment plus whatever it is that you're bringing in becomes your payment until you secure and finish that payment, and then now you're taking everything that you were paying on that first bill to the second bill, to the third bill, to the fourth bill, until you get all that debt paid off. Well, I want to talk to the person who maybe you can't even start doing that yet because you haven't secured an emergency fund. Well, friend, that's where you should start. The emergency fund is your best bet to start. That's where you want to start. Secure at least $1,000 emergency fund. Well, now you've got $600. If you had nothing, now you've got $6. and now you only need to figure out how you can get $400 more to secure that $1,000 emergency fund. Which again, if you can DoorDash, if you can do some of those jobs, or think about the strengths that you have and how can you make money. And they're also thinking about, what can you do? Could you join a network marketing business? Can you do something that will help launch you into a different place financially this year? And then if the bills that you have, like your cell phone bill, your cable bill, those kind of bills, if you want to know if you're overpaying, we have an incredible system that I can help you get set up on. It's going to negotiate the bills for you and see if you can save some money there. And that's the money that you can use. The savings is what you can use towards that debt snowball. So friends, I urge you, take that $600, look at it as an investment, look at it as a way to give you a launch to make your 2021 better financially. So different perspective, but you can do this. Just try it. So message me and I will help you as far as getting you set up so you can start saving money on the bills that you already are paying. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wealth Wednesday, so I want you to start thinking about how you're going to be a blessing into somebody's life. Thanks for tuning in.